When we finish this, you're all going to be practical. Tell everyone this same bullshit, but it's in different perspectives. It's from different nervous systems. It seems to be filtered through everyone's own view of the world, but they keep telling us the same shit. So I met these guys. I'm sitting in the roof garden of the Vajra Hotel in Kathmandu, and I was doing tons of dope, but in my defence, I do like a quarter of dope a day, and I've been doing it since 1990. So I know this shit, and as you all know, everyone out there who's ahead and who knows what I'm talking about, you don't hallucinate, right? If you go to the garage, it's the fucking garage. If you go to the 7-Eleven, it's the fucking 7-Eleven. You might be stoned, you might be picking up lots of interesting little bits and pieces that you don't normally get when you're straight, but you know what's real and you know what's not real. So, as I say in my defence, man, I was loaded. But this was the end of a week in which I'd been loaded every single day, and I'm sitting up there in the roof garden, and suddenly these fuckers arrive. And they arrive en masse, and they look exactly like Terence McKenna described. Why is that? Because I just read Terence McKenna a year before. What they told me was they took me out of my body. I wasn't in my body anymore. This doesn't normally happen with hash. This happens on DMT, or it happens on ketamine or something, right? I'm on hash, a tiny little bit, size of a lentil, and I start tripping, and I'm out of my body. And these fuckers are there, and they said, "Where do you want to go?" The first thing I said was Alpha Centauri, which is the first thing you would say, of course. And they took me to Alpha Centauri, and it's fucking real. It's there. There's 3 suns. The whole thing was moving exactly as we're told it's supposed to move astronomically. And I'm there, and I said to them, "Well, what the hell's going on here?" As you might. And they said, "We've come to tell you this stuff so that you can put it in your work and explain it to the world." Right? Why do they always say that to everyone? Why do they always tell everyone to go out and tell the world what's going on, and everyone tells us the same shit? So these things, I met them, and what they were was like silver, like those things you get in rave videos, basically silver morphing mercurial blobs of chrome that think. And they took me to the 5th dimension. And the 5th dimension is outside space and time, and they explained to me what time is all about. The universe we live in is designed to grow larvae, right? Believe it, don't you? I don't have to believe it, I'm just setting the story here. They explained to me that beyond space and time, we have our actual selves. These things that we're experiencing right now are sections through time. Everyone in here is a section through time. But in actual fact, you're not experiencing your real body. What is your real body? Your real body is a process that starts when you're born, and it moves forward until you die. That is you. Seen from outside, that's what you look like. You look like a gigantic centipede spread around all the little things that you always do, up and down through your house, up the stairs, down to the store, back. And it's a centipede. It's us, right? It starts as a little baby, and it comes out your mother's womb, and it gets bigger. And that is the process in time. Like I say, we're experiencing sections now, so we don't spend a lot of time thinking about this. But think of ourselves as processes through time, which is what we actually are. We all know we were 12. We all know we were 10 years old. Where is that? Point to it. Show me that you at 10 years old, and yet you were there. So these things said to me, this is what's going on. We use time to grow larvae, because outside space and time you can't grow anything because it's timeless. Nothing grows. What you want to do, if you want to make one of these higher dimensional beings who's actually us already, is you grow it in time. So you make a universe. And how you make a universe is you plug a little part of yourself into the information world that they live in, which is what I seem to be experiencing, is a sea of pure information. And they exist in that, but there is no time. Time is part of that, but this is the 5th dimension. It's time, space, breadth, depth, plus. And they said to me, the universe you live in, the world you're living on, is a larvae. Every single one of us here is the same thing. There's no distinction. All we do, we don't understand what we are. And they explained to me, if you've got a 2-dimensional field, say, flat plane, you stick your hand through it, there's one hand there, but if you stick your hand through a 2-dimensional plane and there's 2-dimensional entities who live on there, they will see 4 circles. Right? 4 distinct, completely different circles. But no, it's the one hand. Every one of us in here is the same fucker. We're all the same thing, according to these weirdos. And what we are is intersected. Thank you. I'm glad someone agrees. What we are is intersections through 4D space-time. So, yeah, I look like this. I stop here. No, I don't stop here. I've been here for, 5 minutes now. Where was that guy? He was here 5 minutes ago. Right, where is he? Point to him. But he existed. You all saw him. I saw you 5 minutes ago. Where is that guy? So this led me, obviously, up some very strange alleyways. And these things explain to me that, as I say, the universe is some kind of larval entity. What it does is it proceeds through stages of development. Now, if you think about a fetus in the womb, and there's a famous phrase that says, what is it, phylogeny recapitulates, evolution, or whatever the fuck it is. Forget the good bits. But there's the idea that if you've got a fetus, it starts off, it goes through every single thing. It starts as a unicellular entity, it splits, it becomes a lizard, it becomes a mammal, eventually it becomes a human. And they said to me, the culture you're living in is, understand it this way, phylogeny recapitulates history. So what we're actually watching is this thing coming towards self-awareness and coherence in the same way that a fetus does. We haven't even been born yet. There is no adult on this planet. There's not one adult on this planet, which explains a lot. And it explains why we let fuckers like Bill Clinton bomb the Kosovans. It explains why I let Tony Blair put cameras in the streets. Punk rock, dude. This is a Donna Karan suit. Fuck it. So leading on from these ridiculous... Where do you go from that? So I was told this stuff when I come out. I'm just this little kid from Govan in Glasgow, which is a real dodgy area. And I didn't go to university. I left school at 18. But suddenly, I found out that if you do these things that you're told by Aleister Crowley, by Wilson, by all these people we read and all these people we've been consuming, but we don't do it, if you actually do what they say, things happen. Things occur exactly as it's described, and we can all do it. So I decided to put this to use in the comic book that I was doing, this thing called The Invisibles. And the idea was to kind of get all this down on paper and somehow look at it, not to accept it as reality, to accept it as purely this is part of human experience. It's a part of human experience that has been described to us for thousands and thousands of years, but for the last 200 has been hidden and made occult for some reason that I don't understand, but seems to have to do with the Industrial Revolution and corporate culture. So these things happen. Magic works. And when I started doing the comic, I found that you could actually make magic happen by writing things and changing the operating system of the universe. It works, and I'm here to tell you to try it when you go home tonight, because it fucking works. And what happens if we all do it? Everyone in this room decides to take control of reality. I'm talking about reality. I'm talking about quantum physics. I'm talking about taking control of things from the quantum level up, from the molecular level up, and it works. This magic works. So I'll tell you something you can do while I'm here. One of the best techniques and one of the easiest techniques to prove that this thing works is to practice sigil magic. The technique is simple. Have a desire tonight. Go home and do this. Don't listen to this shit. Don't listen to my bullshit and go home and think, yeah, we are the fucking counterculture. Do it! Do it, and we will change the world. Right? Because I did it. I didn't trust those guys. I didn't trust Wilson. I didn't trust those people who told me we could do this stuff. And I'm here to tell you it works. And you can do it. We can all do it. Number one, first thing you do, write down a desire. Make it something easy that is likely to happen. Something possible, rather than say, I'm going to be king of the moon. Which you may want to be, as we all do, but it's kind of hard to be king of the moon. You're going to have to get a rocket and go up there. So pick something easy. If you want to sigilise for a lottery win, make sure you buy a ticket, or else it won't work. So these are the conditions within the material universe that we live in. One of the things we're actually dealing with is some kind of operating system that can be hacked using words. And words seem to be the binding agent for this thing, whatever it is. So I wrote this comic book, and as I wrote it, it became true. Things I would make the characters do became true. The main character was, I gave him a bald head and a leather jacket because I thought people would like me when they read the comic. And bald heads were really uncool back in 1992. And it worked. I found that if I put the character through a situation where he was being tortured, where his lungs had burst and he was being held in captivity and subjected to all these awful things, 3 months later I'm in hospital, 2 burst lungs, dying of blood poisoning and facing exactly the same shamanic trial that I put my character through. So once I figured out that, I thought, well, the best thing to do is give this guy an easy time in the future. So as a result of all this, I just split up with my girlfriend, and I said, okay, I want a new one, and I want it to look exactly like this chick in the comic, because she's cool. So I did a sigil. A month later, the girl turns up. Then another one, then another one, then another one, then another one. All aspects of this character, and I realised, oh fuck, this is insane. Because it works, and I've done something ridiculous, because now I'm dealing with all these women who look like the character, but I don't get on with, or I can't talk to, or I can't deal with. And I began to realise a little bit about how this stuff works. So beyond that, I decided I won't just use it to get laid, because it seems pretty pretty low grade kind of way of dealing with magic. but man, it works, believe me. And I thought, how much could you affect reality by writing a comic that mimicked reality but pushed it in weird directions? So around about 1997, I decided I would really seriously turn the thing into a super sigil. And it was based on the idea of, if you look at cave art, the first writing was done basically as art. And if someone wanted to make something happen, like if you were some like fucked up caveman in a cave somewhere moaning about your dinner, what do? You draw a bison on the wall, stick some spears in it, go out, and the bison dies filled with spears. And hey man, we can make this happen. Slowly those things become letters, they become words, they become reduced to abstractions, complexes of meaning. And you can take that basic idea, and as we've seen, people like Austin Osman Spare, the magician from the early part of the century, or Crowley, or the Chaos magicians from the 80s, who were a big inspiration on me, they used this stuff. And what you can do is this, like I say, try this at home, write down a desire. Quite simply say, it is my desire that my cat wins the Olympics. Take out all the vowels. Right? Write this down, for fuck's sake, and do it. Don't just listen, do it, right? Take out the vowels, and you'll be left with a string of consonants. Take out the repeated consonants, and you'll be left with a string of consonants that have no repeats in it, whatever, X, Y, A, D, whatever. Turn that thing into a little image. Take the D, draw a big D, then you've got a T, draw a T under it, and keep reducing it down until it looks magical. And there are no rules for this thing. Do it until it looks magical. At that point, you now have a sigil. The sigil will work. You can project desire into reality and change reality. It works. Those must be the people who've done it. So please, write this down, go home and do it, and check it, verify the results, because scientific procedure, I was reading this thing in New Scientist this week, and they said the difference between bad science and good science is that scientific procedure has 3 criteria. And the criteria are that you can verify results, you can talk to other people who've done the thing and make sure, that it works out. You can duplicate results, and also some other thing I've forgotten. But yeah, 2 things is fucking good, isn't it? 2 This is verifiable. People have been telling us about this for thousands of years. The Tibetans have been telling us about this. The Mesopotamians have been telling us about this. And why has it been made occult? Because Coca-Cola have got the secret. These people know what we're talking about here, because what you do is you create a sigil. Coca-Cola is a sigil. The McDonald's M is a sigil. These people are basically turning the world into themselves using sigils.
And if we don't reverse that process and turn the world into us using sigils, we're going to be living in fucking McDonald's. Right, but McDonald's have no more power than us, apart from the fact, like, as Doug said earlier, they got some money. Fuck it, who cares? You know, at the top levels of this stuff, no one's using money anyway. Do you think Rupert Murdoch or the Queen or Bill Clinton, any of these fuckers use money? Of course they don't. They've realised that the money is the only useful to sell to the middle classes and the people in the middle who make things happen and make things run. So we've been sold a fiction. There's no such thing as money. Ignore it. At the higher levels, there is... No. Yeah! Hey! There is no money. These fuckers don't use money. If Rupert Murdoch wants a Rolls Royce, they give him one because he's Rupert Murdoch. And if they see him in a Rolls Royce, it means you get some status from it. So you've got to understand, these people in the higher levels are operating in a hierarchy of exchange and barter. On the lower levels, like in Glasgow where I live, which is the poorest city in Europe, people are living on a hierarchy of exchange that's quite different. They steal shit and they sell it back and they have their own little money and they have this complete black market economy. There's only us in the middle who think money's worth any fucking thing and we chase it until we drop. So forget it. Where was I? And the other thing is also I hate talking at people, so if anybody wants to join in, just please, put your hand up because I fucking hate just talking at people. So having figured these weird things out, having thought about this and having been through this experience, which is exactly the experience I was promised by Wilson, McKenna, Philip K. Dick, everyone, they promised us this thing, and it was. You can get the experiences, do what they told you to do, and it will happen. I promise you will meet aliens, they will talk to you. The Golden Dawn called this the conversation of the Holy Guardian, knowledge and conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel, So it's been around for a while. It's accessible to everyone. Magic is accessible to everyone. The means of altering reality is accessible to everyone. And when everyone starts doing it, we're going to get to see desire manifest on a gigantic scale. Everyone's desire. What happens when everyone's desire becomes manifest? Does the universe have to split up into a billion to accommodate it? Do we all have to suddenly understand that we're all in the same place and we can all share each other's desires? I don't know. I'm just here to talk about this stuff. So beyond that, beyond the alien abduction experience, I was working on the comic and I began to think about, seriously, I'd set up the comic to try and explore some of the problems we were dealing with, which are, as Doug pointed out earlier, problems of duality, us and them, good versus evil, this versus that. And as I worked my way through the comic, I began to realise some interesting things. I'll share them with you. This might not be true. They're useful little thoughts. You might be able to spin them, do something with them. But really, I'm just up here as someone who has read the same shit you've all read, put it into practice and found that it works. So here's my version of what happens. Doing the comic, I set up these characters. The whole thing was set up as an adventure story where there's some bad guys who live in another dimension who want to enslave us all, and there's some good guys who live in another dimension who want us all to have a good time. In the middle, there is us. And we're trying to obviously have a good time. Everybody wants to have a good time. Hitler wanted to have a good time. And we all want to have a good time, so we've got to understand that as a starter. The more I set up these dualities, the more I set these people against the opposition, the more it began to seem like a complete crock. And we'd been sold this nonsense of opposition. And I began to find, the closer I got to the end of the series, that the whole opposition element of it was the least meaningful, least important part of it, and that we've actually been deluding ourselves in a lot of ways. Beyond that, I found that we've been deluding ourselves in the worst way of all by believing in the individual. Right? Stay with me on this. Kafka, Orwell, Patrick McGowan and The Prisoner, everyone told us the individual was the most important thing we could be. Everyone is fucking quirky these days. Every shit in the window of MTV is quirky. Everyone's cool. Everyone's smart. It's not true. What if the individual was the fake? What if the individual's the crock and we've actually been sold that by them, by the man, the establishment, whatever you want? Because what occurred to me is that when you talk about the individual and you deal with the individual, you find that the end of the individual is neurosis. To be individual means that there is self and not self. Okay? So where I stop, the boundaries of me, right, this physical body here, the boundaries of me that stretch out, things I believe in, things that, I'm sure we'd all be friends if we talked, but would we be friends with Newt Gingrich? No. But that's the point. I stop when Newt Gingrich starts. Why is that? Why do I stop there? Why does he define my self-sense? And I can't absorb him? Why do these fuckers, why does the Skull and Bones Society of the CIA, why do the 33rd degree Masons, why are they different from us? They're not. They want to explain things. They want an answer. They found an answer that seems to suit them, which seems kind of uncool and cruel to me because it involves exploiting other people, but they're looking for an answer. We're all looking for the same thing. Why are we here? Why are we? What are you doing here today? What do you expect? What do you expect to take home with you? Can anyone answer? There's one person tell me what you expect to take home from this. Come on, put your hand up. Yeah? Exactly. Right, because that is all we have. And this is all I can offer you, is experience of having done this shit, tested it, put it in the crucible to see what happens, and it works. So I began to think more and more about the individual, and I looked into what that actually meant. And what it was a structure that was pretty much created, the ego structure was created out of what Julian Jaynes calls the bicameral mind, becoming one mind. And apparently, according to him, he says that back in the old days of the Greeks and the earliest writing in the world, people didn't have self-consciousness in the same way that we have. They didn't have egos. They didn't understand themselves as I in the same way we did, because the corpus callosum that connects the two hemispheres of the brain wasn't connected. So if you heard a voice, that voice was God. And Homer and all those guys have got plenty of examples of people hearing the voice of God and acting on it. Alexander constantly acted on the voice of God. Julian Jaynes suggests that it wasn't the voice of God, it was the voice of the left hemisphere of the brain communicating with the right hemisphere of the brain, interpreted as a God. So okay, now we've got the two things joined together, we've got this beautiful bridge in the middle that links the two. But we still have the ego structure, which was then created when those things linked, because suddenly we linked, oh fuck, I am that I am. This is my God is this, I am separate, I am one. We made this idea that was somehow separated from nature. No, bullshit. Again, I read New Scientist last month, right? New Scientist last month, they're talking about nature, we must control nature, we must do this. How do we deal with our relationship to nature? We are fucking nature. There's nothing on this planet that is not nature. Power stations are nature. Like atom bombs are nature, because nature made us to make those things. Either you trust nature or you don't trust nature, and I trust nature. Okay. So we have to assume, what is nature getting at here? If we ignore this crap that we're somehow isolated from nature, that we somehow have to tame nature, of course, nature knows exactly what it's doing. The planet is not in danger, we are. The planet will survive. The planet's been through like ammonia atmospheres and impossible to live on and everything dead, and it gets its way back out of that. We're in danger. Or so we think, because our hubris tells us that we are in danger. Our hubris tells us that we're about to destroy the world, we're going to wreck the planet, we'll fuck the atmosphere. No, we'll fuck our atmosphere. You know, some trilobites will come up and they'll be able to live in anything we create. So that is not the problem. The problem is, we're standing here at the 21st century stuck with individuality because we believed in it so much. It seems so important that we should all be distinct. What happens if we stop being distinct? And what happens if we think about individuality as something that was actually just scaffolding for where we are now? So if you create a skyscraper, you put up your scaffolding, you build the building, and what's happened here is that we've overlooked the building and focused on the scaffolding. You know, why haven't we taken the scaffolding down? Let's do it today. Take the scaffolding down. Because the individual was a way to get us to this point. And what I really think, and basically why I'm here, is to try and punt this notion. I After doing this comic book for 6 years, after thinking about this stuff for 6 years, after proving that it works for 6 years, I'm left with this notion. We've been fooled, and we've fooled ourselves, and we continue to fool ourselves. And like Doug said, there is no us and no them, there's just us. And somehow we're trying to make this thing work, and it does work. Say, for instance, most of us here probably are pretty counterculture types. We've had some, we like our drugs, we like this and that, we like breaking a few rules. But we don't like the police in general. Who here loves the police? Hands up. Nice one. Because I'm going to teach you to love the police. Why do we hate the police? If we want to change things, why not everyone in here, let's go down to the local precinct and join up. Are we going to do it? Who's going to do it with me? Because I'm not going to do it. Right, and why? Why are we not doing that? Right, so we hate them. So we're hating these guys who've taken on this thing. We've chosen the biggest lunkheads in society to protect ourselves from the fuckers in Rikers Island. Because we are scared of them. We are scared of them. We are middle class, libertarian liberals who are shit scared of being raped in prison. So we create the police. And we get the lunkheads who will obey what we tell them to do. They'll actually obey us. Those fuckers will do what we tell them. And we say to them, protect us from those real fuckers, those bikers, and those black guys, and all those awful guys who are going to come and fuck us up and kill us and steal all our stuff. We put the police there. We put them there. And we don't want to go there because we're smart people, we're cool people. We don't want to go and hit anyone. We don't want to go and enforce the law because we don't really believe in it. But we know some poor bastard has to enforce it. Why do we hate those guys? Because we put them there. What is that hate? Why do we hate ourselves for creating this society? Why are so many people in America obsessed with Marilyn Manson, corpses, dead people, misery, John Wayne Gacy? John Wayne Gacy's a fucking prick. He killed a few people and he draws some shitty paintings. What's that? Why is that? And why should we be engaged with that? And yet that has become, apocalypse culture. Where do we go from here that isn't that? Where do we go that isn't playing with our own shite? The answer. Back to the individual. If the individual doesn't work, if Patrick McGoon was wrong and number 6 was wrong to stand on that beach screaming, I am not a number, I am a free man, what do we have left? Because ultimately the guy who's not a number and not a free man experiences neurosis the further he goes down that path. I'm sure there's a bunch of people in here like me who eventually, you've worked your way through the stuff, you've read the books, you've done this shit, you've taken the drugs, you've been there, you've seen it, you've experienced enlightenment in little bits. You know it's out there, you know this stuff is true. The consensus doesn't explain our lives. But what does? Imagine getting rid of the individual. Imagine getting rid of that scaffolding. What do we have left? And here's what I'm about to offer. The more I looked into it, the more I began to see that we have these mutants living among us right now. The people from the 21st century, from the end of the 21st century are here. But there is no context for them. In the same way that if you lived in Tunguska 200 years ago and you were an epileptic, you would be a shaman. There was a context for you. In this society, you're an epileptic. It's quite simple. It's a disease. Nothing you say is of any worth because it's pathology. If, on the other hand, you look at these people who are out there, who are the mutants, and what do they call it? Multiple personality disorder. This is what lies beyond the personality. This is what lies beyond the I, the bullshit. Because if you take I to the limit, and like I say, I'm sure a lot of us here have done this, it becomes, all that happens is self questions self. Endlessly, repetitively, am I doing this right? Is this the right way? Should I think about these people like this? Should I approach them this way? Should I involve them this way? Self questions self endlessly. It reaches a peak, it goes nowhere. On the national scale, that same thing, self questions self, self encounters not self, equals borders, war, destruction, That's where it goes. That thing ends in disaster. It ends in neurosis on the personal level, and it ends in war on the national level. So I began to think, what could we replace that with? And I was looking at these poor MPD fuckers, and I realised they just don't have a context. What would happen if we decided to abandon the personality and replace it with a multiple personality complex? Because as we all know, everyone in here, I'm sure, I feel as if I can say this for certain, knowing human beings as they are, sometimes you do things that you don't want to do. Sometimes you do things that are contradictory to what you think. Sometimes you fuck yourself up. Why? Because there's not one person in here, there's hundreds. And if you start giving them names, and if you start shuffling them about, and you start playing with them, you become a bigger human being. Because you've no longer allowed yourself to stop at your boundaries. Imagine the personality as, well, let's choose Windows, even though this is a contentious one. Imagine the personality as Windows. Instead of the personality, there's so many people, I'm sure you've met them, you talk to them and say, no, this is the way I am, I've worked on this is me, and I won't change. And you just have to work with that. This is me, this is important, this is what I've come to, and this is what I've made of myself. Bullshit. They're trapped. They don't go anywhere. They're stuck there. What if those same people were then given Personality 2000, which is an upgrade and an add-on? And here's a bit to your personality that likes hip-hop. Here's a bit to your personality that likes ballet. And because we've all got them, and because we've got the fucker, we've got the serial killer inside, we've got the wonderful new age bastard, we've got whatever we like, we've got James Bond in there, we've got Pussy Galore in there, they're all there. So what I'm suggesting is that we start working with it. Abandon the personality, abandon the individual, abandon the I because it's a lie and it has held us down, it's been like a weight around our necks. It was useful for the last 2,000 years of history because it created this out of the chaos that was. And this is more coherent, more useful, more meaningful. It has its problems, everything does, every system has, but we're getting better. And I think what we should do is walk away from the crap of the 21st century and start thinking about what we've been experiencing. My feeling about the 20th, and what they told me was this, and they're profound and they have all kinds of weird effects. They affect society, they affect the self, they affect everything, they have reverberations. And he claims that there are several states that he calls basic perinatal matrices. The first state is oceanic bliss, which we're all familiar with, I'm sure. Oceanic fucking bliss, man. And that is the state of the baby in the womb, untouched. Everything is provided for, everything is there, everything you need will turn up out of the blue. Basic perinatal matrix 2 is a different thing. It's when the womb starts to turn a little toxic and begins to suggest that we're about to be expelled. And, we don't remember this stuff. What happened? What was the feeling of that fetus in there who suddenly thinks my entire universe has been overturned, I'm about to be shit out? Doesn't even know where he's going. What the fuck's this? I was happy there, it was cool, I was getting everything I wanted. And so on through to BPM 4, which is this kind of a release from tension, which is the birth process. So I'm beginning to think that as a society, and returning to the idea of ontogeny as history, or phylogeny as history, whatever the fuck the word is, what we're looking at now is humanity's process through Groffian matrices. And World War II is actually a Stanislav Grof basic perinatal matrix 3 experience. Every image he talks about, death camps, control, the idea of babies trapped in tubes, you'll recognise all this from the Matrix, as I say. Oil, mechanism, machines that hate us, destructive technology, it all happened. What if this little baby that is the universe, this little larvae that's approaching culmination, has had to go through these stages? Because everything does. If you want to get rid of war, how do you get rid of war? Inoculate yourself against war by having the worst fucking war you've ever had in your life. And everything after that's just an aftershock. We've done nothing worse than what we did in those few years. Humanity has never come close to doing anything like it. We've tried, as a few lunatics have tried. Nothing on that scale. So what if we choose to imagine that humanity has passed through that stage? We've reached the 21st century and we're now reaching basic perinatal matrix 4, which is victory after war, which is the struggle is over, which is we're all here, what do we do next? There was no apocalypse, there was no Christ, there was no rapture, there is nothing, all this stuff is shit. There is only us, and we've still got another 1,000 years, and maybe another 1,000 beyond that, and maybe another 20,000 beyond that. What are we going to do? Who are we? Are we going to stick to these personalities, these bounded, territorial things? Are we going to expand ourselves, make ourselves bigger, so that if you happen to like world music and I don't, I can tap into your love of world music and experience it, and it means something. So all I'm suggesting here is that we all take up magic, because basically it works. We can change the world. It's quite simple. The technology's there. The Buddhists have been telling us it. As I say, people have been telling us this for so long, and in the last 200 years it's been driven underground and we've forgotten, and people like us are here today to try and recover something of that. And the way to recover it is to do it. Do the techniques. Go and buy an Aleister Crowley book. Buy one with Phil Hine or Peter Carroll that's more up to date, and you don't have to bother with that 18th century fucking language of that guy. But do the shit, and you will find it works. And we stand here now. This is the counterculture. We are the counterculture. This is like this shit. I went to something like this in 1987. There was Robert Anton Wilson, the whole deal. And I remember sitting in the audience thinking, fuck, rave is dead. Because it was that kind of thing. So that version of it's dead. The hippie version of it is dead. We stand here and we're looking ahead. What we're going to do. Abandon the personality is what I suggest. Get rid of the sense of self. Get rid of the sense of I and make yourself something bigger. Imagine that every time you want to learn something new is a new computer program. You can buy the operating system, the update. You can learn to fly a plane in 7 days according to neuro-linguistic programming. So why not? Let's do it. Do we want to change things, or are we just sitting here talking? No answer. Are we talking at all? Do we want to change things? Yeah, right, that's why we're fucking here, man. That is why we're here. So what are we going to do? If you want to change things, the first thing you have to change is yourself. Because if you don't change yourself, you will take on the world as if it's yourself and fuck up. You will really fuck up. Because if you don't understand your own dark side, if you don't understand your own weird, shitty side, if you don't understand the fact there's someone in there who will kill your mother, if need be, if you can't take that on, if you can't take that on board and realise that Charles Manson and me and you are not much different, that John Wayne Gacy and me and you are not much different except that he did it. There's those days where I'm going to kill that motherfucker, but we don't do it. But it's in us, and it's there, and so much of this is denial, that we have no dark side. You know, the hippies and those lovely people in the rave era who were on ecstasy, they tried to pretend we have no dark side, and what happened was they get fucked up by their own dark side. As will always happen. So let's kiss our dark side, let's fuck our dark side, let's get him down there where he belongs. And he can tell us stuff, that thing's useful. But above all, let us become plex creatures, complex, superplex, able to take on new personality traits, able to take on new ideas, able to adapt, able to extend our boundaries into what was previously the enemy territory, until the point where we become what we once called our enemy, and they are us, and there is no distinction. Mad cow disease, or BSE, or CJD, Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. It's very interesting. It's hitting the headlines. People are interested in these new 21st century fucked up diseases that are going to wipe us all out, apparently. This is a disease. I've been studying this because it seems like a really good metaphor to use. CJD is a disease that attacks the brain and central nervous system and utterly demolishes them. Completely, you're fucked. You will slide down a ramp like a stupid cow. And you will, you'll fall in the concrete, you won't be able to walk, your brain will turn to sponge, it will be eaten to bits. You know that CJD does that without the immune system noticing? The immune system can't detect CJD. By the time you're slipping down the ramp like the cow, it's all over. The immune system suddenly says, oh fuck, we're in trouble. Too late, mate.
So what happens if we act like CJD and BSE? What if we colonise the culture? What if we give it something it can't swallow? And this is a little bit like what Doug was saying earlier. We go in there, they want us, they're desperate for us because they think we know this shit, we know something they don't know, we're attached, we're connected in some way that they don't, whoever, these poor bastards. They're looking at us like, I've got a leather jacket, I know something. But that's what they think. And what I think has actually happened here, the culture's getting weirder and weirder. Back home in Britain, Tony Blair is putting up cameras on every street corner, and he's talking about putting cameras in people's homes. He's got rid of trial by jury. I mean, this is like fascist Britain, 1999, But the more he does this, the weirder things get. The more cameras you put up, the more people will start to act like movie stars. The more people start to act like movie stars, the weirder things get. And then the more cameras they put up to try and deal with it, and the weirder it gets. So let them bring the camera and I'll fucking act the shit out of these bastards. Let's have the cameras. There's cameras everywhere and we'll show them what we can do. And they'll be watching it and going, man, that guy's getting fucked. I wish I was. And they want in. They want in this. So it's like Doug said, invite them in. Let's take them in. Let's be like the diseased prion that destroys its host in CJD. Let's go in there and give them something they cannot digest, something they cannot process, something so toxic, so dangerous, so powerful that it will breed and destroy them utterly. Not destroy them, turn them into us, because that's what we want. We want everybody to cool. We don't want to go there and think, that guy's going to kill me, that guy hates me, that guy's got some fucking weird agenda. Don't we just want to talk and let it all go and just say, hey, I'm interested in you, what have you got to tell me? That's what it's all about, isn't it? We communicate, we join up, we make networks, we make things happen. And there are some people in the world who don't want to do that, so let us infect them. Infect them to the point where they become us, where there's nothing left in this world but us. And then some kid will come up and fuck that as well. And that'll be exactly what we need at the time. And that's me finished, so thank you very much. Says that things that happen to us around birth are really
up a traffic line. Your future dream is a shopping scheme. 'Cause I wanna be anarchy in the city. Many ways to get what you want. I use the best, I use the rest. I use the enemy. I use anarchy 'cause I wanna be anarchy. It's the only way to be.
Alright, welcome back everybody. Sorry about all those songs in between there. I just had to gather my thoughts, and my wife, because she had that surgery, the nurse just came here, so she was watching the baby for me, but she didn't think they were coming this early, so I kind of have to. So if I have to go to songs in between thoughts, that's why. So my bad about that in advance. Like I said, I'm trying to reduce the amateur hour stuff, but I can't completely reduce it because my studio is my house, so I can still do this and help out around here. But anyways, yeah, so how about Grant fucking Morrison, eh? My God. Every time I hear that shit, I get pumped up about it. And the reason I shared it is because I believe it's important for everybody to hear from the Sigil Magick how to do it, to the line where he says he wants everybody to take up magic. You know, witchcraft, we're not supposed to recruit anybody. You know, anybody that finds it, you know, you give them the information. Hence why you put yourself out there, but you don't force it on anybody. You know, I'm not going to take out ads to advertise this on stations or channels or whatever, you know, because I don't want, it's not for me to make money. It's not for me to gain popularity. It's for me to help anybody who's looking for the help. But anyways, so before I get into all the things and breaking down the magic, I want to just go over a few things that he said about things. Now, the first thing I just want to, the one thing I want to say, you know, he talks about the McDonald's and the Coca-Cola and all that. So yeah, by watching the news, the media, following celebrities, even, you know, the new age ideas of like New Earth and stuff like that. You know, before or after you're in New Age, you know, if you're watching all the fear-based crap and telling you the world's going to hell and shit like that. Well, what you're doing, what they're trying to do, whether it's intentional or not, they're basically getting you to focus on their ideas, on what they're trying to sell you. They throw out this idea that, you know, the world's elite, the Illuminati, are satanic fucking ritual fucking guys that want to kill everybody. Or if you're watching New Age, you're hearing, we won, the darkness is gone, which, you know, is definitely a possibility if you go by what Grant was saying about how we never had anything close to World War II, how that was needed and all that, and I'll get into that in a bit, but, you know, they're just selling you on, there's this New Earth, come on over. The only thing I don't like about the New Earth and all that is, I mean, not even just the fact that that idea may not, they try to suit for everybody. You know, they tell you whatever New Earth is whatever your manifestations are and stuff like that. It's been a while since I watched that, so it may have changed. So I don't want to be, I don't want to tear it down, because I certainly believe in the concept of my reality is devoid of anything, what all the lack and the bad stuff that my wife focuses on, or anybody else in my family that focuses on, is not something I currently focus on. You know, it's not something I'm going to look or give attention or anything to. Where is she? Sienna's downstairs?
No.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Go ahead. Anyways, so yeah, my world is devoid of any of those evil things. I don't have Illuminati. I don't have all these crazy things. I'm not worried about destruction that Trump is going to bring or anything to that effect. I am focused only on my, hey baby, on only my desires and only on what I currently desire and want and I'm going to have. So to me, that's a nice concept of the new earth and going over there, and that idea I will focus on and all that. And that's but the point I'm trying to get at is he's trying to tell you that McDonald's and Coca-Cola, that's their sigil, and it's getting you to go there. You know, they're using your power to make their dream happen. So the point of him teaching everybody how to do sigils is basically that you're going to make your own life. You're going to make your own ideals. So as much as the new earth, it's still their spin. They're still trying to use your power and all that to fuel that. But it's not a bad idea to fuel. But it's the same concept as what the media and everything else is trying to do. It's trying to get you to focus on Donald Trump losing or winning the election. No matter what, you're still focusing on Donald Trump, so you're still giving him power probably to win that election. And what I want people to do is to maybe not ignore our issues that we have, because they're not going to go away, but there's pros and cons to everything. No matter how bad it is, there's always something good you can pull out of that bad. And even if it's only a small little good thing, if you focus on that small little good thing, it'll expand, it'll grow. And if you're not giving any attention to the 98% bad and you're only focusing on the 2% good, well, that 98% bad will start to decrease. People will see you focusing on that 2% and they will jump on the bandwagon, and then it'll hop into 4%, then 6%, then 10%, and then you already decreased the other side 8%. So now you're at 1090, right? And it just grows from there. So yeah, and it's the same as anyone telling you on YouTube the same thing, like what to believe and all that magic is bad and this and that, because that happened to me. I started getting involved in liking magic, and then, the videos popping up would be about dark magicians and this and that, and them saying stuff like, oh, magic can be good, but it's used for bad, and you got to be careful because, you're calling on spirits, so, blah, 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 blah. And, nothing can be further from the truth. Now that we all know that, the simplest form of magic, the base level of magic, what you initially need to do and start doing is getting suggestions in your subconscious. That's simple. And then from there, and the spiritism and the demonism and all that can all just be metaphors for, there's 72 demons. Okay, well, let's start going through all these bad things, so-called bad things in the world, right? And you can probably assign a demon to every one of those fucking things. And how many of those 72 demons do you have? Well, I had addiction as one of mine, I had criminal behavior and not wanting to work and make money and stuff like that, and I had to banish those demons. So I did. So there you go. Is that Goetia? No, but it's an interpretation of what someone could call. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that anybody getting into this, whatever they need to do to get something into their subconscious mind, whether they need to believe that they are contacting spirits, contacting aliens, whatever the case is, however they need to get that idea into their subconscious, it doesn't matter if it's real to you or not. As long as they can successfully do that, who the fuck are we to tell them that's not real? There's no such thing as spirits or aliens. How the fuck do you know there's not? You can tell me that without a doubt there's no such thing as spirits, but yet you can't prove can't give me any proof. Like, you're a fucking idiot. Anybody that tells you that something doesn't exist and they can't prove it is just as dumb as somebody who says something does exist and can't prove it. It's like saying the Bible is real without any proof. The Bible is real as a story, as something to teach you. But anyways, getting off topic. In Birch's last Ask Uncle Birch, he said that he's at the point where he doesn't need to do ritual magic or any spells and stuff like that. That you get to a certain point where you understand that it's a state of mind. Now, this might not be word for word, but this is how I interpreted what he said. And it stuck with me because it's a state of mind that how he feels is... I'm not nearly as advanced as Birch or have the knowledge of Birch or have as many systems under my belt as Birch. Birch is at the point where he's always looking for new magics to explore because it's like it's part of his passion. His passion was magic, so he found a way to make money off his passion through a store, through public speaking, through teaching. This is what's done. The way you make the money through your passion may not be exactly what you want to do all the time, but he's always learning more. He does these Ask Uncle Birches just to be prepared for his next class. So he's providing a service. He's letting young witches and magicians ask him whatever the fuck they want, even if he's repeating himself, which has to be fucking annoying, because like they'll ask him a question, it's like, man, go watch his videos. Like, I've watched his videos and I can answer the questions with his exact words almost, because it's like, why are you asking him questions that why didn't you just watch his previous videos? You're wasting the man's time. And he will sometimes refer people to his videos, but he keeps a calm, collective head. Anybody who thinks Birch is not polarized or thinks he's polarized, he's not. There's no way in hell that he's polarized whenever he has that kind of patience for that kind of shit. He may be political and he may have views and he may say those views, but like I said, to me, Birch is like fucking, when I referred to Spock and Captain Kirk, he's a mix between them both. He's always got 6 different ideas in his head for what he's doing. So when he starts talking about Trump, he might be his beliefs and he might not like the man, but he's got 2 or 3 ulterior motives for bringing that up. Like, he said it in some of his videos, talking about he'll bring up political stuff that he knows is polarizing. He knows that's going to piss people off, just so they throw that energy at him. And he doesn't care if it's bad energy or good energy. He doesn't care if it's hate or love. He's going to turn it into cash. So anybody who is in magic who's going to hate on him, well, you're just fueling him. And anybody who is in magic who doesn't understand why he does it, well, come on. Think outside the fucking box and let him be. Let him do his thing, fuck. But anyways, what he said about that part, where I guess we're at a certain state of mind. It's a state of mind, and you can, you don't need to actually do ritual. If he's doing ritual, if he's going to do a spell, it's, either for someone else, for being paid or whatever, but even then he could probably do it in his head. But that stuck with me because I still do ritual. I still go to my temple, my altar, and I still do one in my mind at night. But if I'm gonna put a sigil down on a candle, like I'm gonna do it right before I do the dishes. I'm gonna light the candle right beside me on the fucking stove. And some people might say, well, what the fuck? That should be on your altar. Well, yeah, I'm gonna bring it to my altar after and put it there, but I'm not gonna do a ritual with it. I may if I have the time. But at night when I do my one in my head, I'm going to visualize what I did during the day there, or I'm just going to dedicate that. What's on that sigil, what's on that candle is already a representation of what I want. And the flame already saw it and all that. Does it have to be a magical setting? Yeah, most likely at first, and maybe I'm not adept enough to maybe be explaining this or think I'm even at this stage. But like I said, my manifestations happen pretty fast now. I had 6 sigils ready to do water magic, and 2 already happened. And this is like a week, you know what I mean? I made the sigils in a week, and I haven't really looked at them. I left them on my fridge where everybody could kind of fucking see them for a while, and then I put them on my altar near where my candle is. Sometimes my white candle's always lit on my altar, by the way. So whenever you think, I'm always having the watches up here, and then if I light a candle downstairs by the kitchen, well, what do you think's going to happen? Maybe I can go back and forth. I don't know. And I've already said that I leave papers, books, my manifestations, my intentions open on my altar or open around me, and I sleep on them at night on my top of my head with a candle right on my coffee table and downstairs or on my altar upstairs near my bed. Point is, it's a state of mind you get into eventually. I protect my subconscious mind. I only listen and watch. I say what I know will help or is in line with my desires and intention. And I banish that I do not, that of which I do not want. I still do ritual, like I said. I ban it. I still do the banishing pentagram, lesser banishing, ritual of the pentagram. I still do middle pillar. I still, make my circle, Kabbalistic cross. I still give gratitude in the middle of that thing. I still do that all like the neophyte version of it, and the stuff I'm doing on my first grade and all that is very close to the end. I'm not going to get into all that when I do all that. I will do that later, because I don't want to give people the wrong impression. But I still have the base level of the neophyte practice, where it's just the banishings and the middle pillar. If I'm going to make something or give energy to something, then I do extra steps with the middle pillar and microcosmic orbit, but that's a whole different video. But I do that stuff out of respect for the divine, for the stuff I've already got. But I know that I can light a candle, put a sigil on it, and not even touch it. Like I gave you the story where the money wasn't in the bank 3 days after my pay. We found out it was a big fuck up with the wrong branch number, and that they couldn't find my paycheck. So they send it back, and it was in process of coming back. They didn't even have it back yet. They told me 2-3 business days, being that Friday was the next day, and it was going to be till Tuesday or Wednesday the next week. They told me not to get my hopes up and for it being on Friday, and yet it came in that same Thursday. And I totally gave up. I made a candle to Jupiter, saying I was grateful for him putting the money in my bank account. This was before I knew that it was very unlikely to happen. And whenever they told me it was going to be 2-3 business days, I was like, oh fuck, well, that candle ain't going to work. Don't worry, Jupe, I won't hold it against you. I understand it was my fuck up. And by letting that go, it fucking happened the same day. So that's the point I'm getting at. I don't have to do ritual anymore. What Birch said is awesome. I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody right off the hop, and I'm not trying to say I'm better than anybody. I'm saying you will get to that point by listening to these occult things, by listening to the Grant Morrison thing, by practicing every day and all that. Could I have done this about a year ago? Probably not. Am I going to continue to do this? Probably not. Something's going to happen. That's another thing Birch talked about, and I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But I feel I can attract what I want with my mind due to my dedication, my discipline. I eat, I drink, I watch, I listen, I touch only what will help me. My 5 senses are only focused on what can come into me. And all the spiritual stuff is the same, But anyways, that was just some notes I wrote before. Now, while Grant was talking, I was writing things down. Now, the first thing I want to hit on is what he said about the money. Okay, with the money thing, talking about the Queen, Rupal Mato, which I think is whoever. I don't even know who that is, to be honest. I'm guessing it's somebody from where he lives, Prime Minister of his country. I don't know what it is there. I'm guessing it's something like a Prime Minister, being that the UK is somewhere there. But anyways. It's somebody who's in high power there. So he said the Queen, he used the president, Clinton. That's how old this shit is, right? It's an old enough stuff, but he said Clinton, he said the Queen, so I'm guessing this guy is whoever's in charge of his country or where he's from. And like I said, I haven't done my research on that, so I don't want to sound like an idiot, so I'll leave it at that. But he says if they want a Rolls Royce, they get a Rolls Royce. Money is only worth anything to the middle class. They dangle it in front of us, we chase it till we drop. You know what I mean? And he's right about that. He's completely right about that. So you can take that 2 ways. One, and probably the most beneficial way, is to not ask for money, to ask for what you want. And, the sigil thing, he asked for what he wanted was just an example. He talked about stuff being unlikely, and he gave you another example of something unlikely to happen, but it was just to give you the example, okay? So that whole cat in the moon thing, whatever. But that's what, don't cast for $1 million. Don't cast for $1,000. I mean, you can if you want, and you probably get it because I've done it and I've gotten it. But understand that it's way more beneficial to cast for a job that gives you, or your house, a car, your boat that you want, not for the money to buy those things. You might get the money, you might get fucked out of the money, you might get robbed, whatever happens. But if you ask for a boat, you ask for the house, you ask for the car that you want, then you might get those, and just like that. And you might get the money for that. There's more options that way, is all I'm saying. Or asking for a job, for the raise, for a business, something that you are exchanging what you love to do, your passion, your purpose. You're exchanging your purpose, what you like to do, for compensation in the form of currency, of monetary, financial money. You know what I mean? That's what you should be doing. If you take what he says literally and start believing that, start watching things about the money system being fake, which it is, I'm not saying it's not. I know the money system. I know it inside and out. I know all about. Because people talk about, well, why don't we just print more money to get out of debt, blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, you ignorant fuck. Do you not know how it works? Do some research, okay? The banks are a whole different entity on their own. They're not actually part of the United States or Canada. And they loan the United States and Canada the money, but they have to pay it back with interest. So, yeah, the more they borrow, the more they owe. And that's how you can never get out of debt. That's how it's so hard for us to get out of debt. That's what keeps happening. And the money's not backed by anything. It used to be backed by gold. Now it says it's a legal fucking tender. So that means it's not worth a fucking thing. The only thing that's worth is what we put in it. So he's not wrong. But having that shitty attitude towards money isn't going to serve you either. Having that shitty attitude towards money is just going to make you... Okay, I'll be there in a second, baby. The only thing it's going to do for you is make you not be able to attract money to you. It's going to create a new program. I know I started doing that. I was starting to create a program where money was evil and I didn't want money. I wanted to be just spiritual. And that's not going to serve you whatsoever. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. You can't be so into magic or spirituality that you ignore making, you ignore the material world. And you can't be too material that you ignore the spirit world, spirituality. You have to have balance between both, which to me that's the real polarity. Depending on your beliefs, you're going to assign a good to one of those, to either the material or to the spirituality, right? So if you pick spirituality to be good, well then by default, material is going to become bad. See, that's the point of being depolarized. When you're depolarized, you understand that you need both. Birch has a video about the pentagram. When the pentagram facing up, it's spirit over the flesh. When the pentagram facing down, it's flesh over the spirit. And you need both. That's the two paths you have to walk between. That's the real polarity. And to understand polarity, you have to be in neutrality. You know, and if you start picking one over the other, you're not going to benefit whatsoever. If you think spirit over the flesh, well, then you're going to be very spiritual and have no fucking money and being a bum on the street, giving everything you have away to everybody because you think that's what you need to be. And if you get any money, you're going to think it's evil, so it's either going to be taken from you or you're going to give it away. And if you're too materialistic and have no spirit, well, how are you going to do anything of worth? You're going to become so greedy and scared to lose your money, you're going to lose your fucking money. Or you're not going to have any family or friends around you, and you're not going to be able to get that money in the first place without the help from the divine. You know, you may get good for a little bit, but you're going to be one of those people working a job you hate just to pay your fucking bills because you don't believe in spirituality. And when you believe in spirituality, you can get the money. When you know, and whenever you believe in material, you need material first to help other people, then that's being spiritual. Anyways, that's how you walk between both worlds. That's the real polarity. And the last thing I want to say before I go to a break, but I have a few more things to say, just I have to go deal with a little water mess my daughter made, is, he made a comment about bad people, or the cops and all that, and he said black guys, and I don't want anybody to just throw the baby out with the bathwater, because of that. You might consider that to be racist, and I don't know if he's a racist guy or not, or anything like that. I don't think he is. I think that was just, something he said, because he said bikers and black guys and all that. So I don't want anybody to think he's a racist and think it's not. He may be, but you should still understand the message he was saying and all that. And I'm not racist. I don't think he is, and I don't want anybody to assume that he thinks all black guys are bad and all that shit, and I certainly don't. So I hope you guys don't take that the wrong way. But it is what it is, and maybe he is. I have no fucking idea. But anyways, I'm going to go to a song real fast, maybe two. I just got to clean up a water mess, and I'll be right back to analyze the rest of his video. I only have a couple more points to talk about, and then I'll get into all the ways of doing free magic to change your mind, change your programming, and get what you want. So let's go to anti-flag. You're going to die for your fucking government. That's pretty fitting, I think.
You gotta die for your government, die for your country, that shit. You gotta die for your government, die for your country, that shit. the source of a sickness. But don't believe what they say, because the government is lying. They've done it before, and don't you know they'll do it again. A secret test, government bill virus, some test group, go battle vouchers. You gotta die, gotta die, gotta die for your government, die for your country, that shit. You gotta die, gotta die, gotta die for your government, die for your country, that shit. First or veteran slaughtered by General Eisenhower. You give them your life, they give you a stab in the back. Radiation, Agent Orange, tested on U.S. souls, guinea pigs for Western corporations. I never have, I never will. Pledge allegiance to the flag you're gonna use. The other day, gotta die, gotta die, gotta die for the government, die for the country, that shit. You gotta die, gotta die, gotta die for the government, die for the country, that shit. I don't need you to tell me what to do, and I don't need you to tell me what to pay. Fuck you! I don't need you to tell me what to say, and I don't need you to tell me what to think. What to think, what to think, what to think, what to think, think.
Gonna die for your government, die for your country, that's shit. You're gonna die, gonna die, gonna die for your government, die for your country, that's shit. You're gonna die, gonna die, gonna die for your government, die for your country, that's shit. You're gonna die, gonna die, gonna die for your government, die for your country, that's shit. You're gonna die, gonna die, gonna die for your government, die.
Come on. I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor and even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch. Cops give a damn about a Negro. Pull a trigger, kill a nigga, he's a hero. Get it back to the kids who the hell cares. One less hungry mouth on the welfare. First ship them, don't let them deal with brothers. Give them guns, step back, watch them kill each other. It's time to fight back, that's what Huey said. 2 shots in the dark, now Huey's dead. I got love for my brothers, but we can never go nowhere unless we share with each other. We gotta start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother instead of 2 distant strangers. And that's how it's supposed to be. How can the devil take a brother if he's close to me? I let it go back to when we played as kids, but then changed. That's the way it is. Come on.
That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah.
Hear me.
Come on. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Oh yeah. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah.
I see no changes, all I see is racist faces. Misplaced hate makes disgrace to races. We under, I wonder what it takes to make this one better place. Let's erase the wasted. Take the evil out the people, they'll be acting right. Cause both black and white and smoke a crack tonight. And the only time we chill is when we kill each other. It takes skill to be real time to heal each other. And although it seems evident, we ain't ready to see a black president. It ain't a secret, don't conceal the fact. The penitentiary's packed and it's filled with blacks. But some things will never change. Try to show another way, but it's staying in the dope game. Now tell me what's a mother to do. Being real don't appeal to the brother in you. You gotta operate the easy way.
I made a G today,
but you made it in a sleazy way. Sell it back to the kid.
I gotta get paid.
But hey, well that's the way it is.
Come on. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah.
Hear me.
Come on. That's just the way it is. way it is. Oh yeah.
We gotta make a change. It's time for us as a people to start making some changes. Let's change the way we eat. Let's
change the way we live, and let's change the way we need to treat each other. See, it was always on us. Always wasn't working, so it was on us to do what we gotta do to survive. Anyways, I won't keep singing Tupac, but anyways, I know it's kind of weird from all the different kind of pop punk rock or emo pop rock or whatever I was playing there, and original Sex Pistols, whatever. But is what it is, and yeah, you know, maybe it's just because I said the racist comment, and it's just kind of fitting. I didn't say the racist comment, so I was talking about that could be misconstrued as a racist comment. To see if it's black guys, I just really don't want people to ignore the whole message if they do think he is that, because I don't think he is. I think that was just something that he said, because unfortunately, the statistics of the people that go to jail, it's unfortunate, and it's probably because of racist people, police, whatever, that happens. And it's not going to serve anybody, and I wish the world wasn't that way. I wish that wasn't something that I had to say or talk about or whatever. And I just hope to God, people get his message, not to focus on that part. When I first read it, I'm like, oh man, he said that by accident, but that sucks. But anyways, a couple of things I want to throw out there before is he talked about the mutants of the 21st century, and he also talked about someone having epilepsy. It could have been back in, I forget the country's name he said, but they would have been a shaman. And now today's age, if you take seizures, you're an epileptic. It's a disease. No one's going to believe anything you say. So you're just epileptic. You know what I mean? And I have a son who's actually epileptic, and I've seen a few of his seizures, and fucking, I don't know. It's very hard to describe what happened to that person in that moment. But anyways, what he says about, the mutants 21st century, this could be one of the sources from where the indigos, crystals, starseeds, empaths, all that shit comes from. I know Dolores Cannon gets into a lot of that kind of stuff and all that, and people see this shit, hear that shit, and they kind of run with that too. I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm not saying anything like that, but he's absolutely right when he's talking about that. But one of the last things I want to talk about, there's a couple more, but the dark night of the soul that he's talking about. Now, Birch, in that same show I just talked about, where Birch was talking about how it's a mind, magic is in the mind, mind's magic. You don't have to, at a certain point, you just know when you're blocking everything that you don't want to go into your subconscious mind, you're protecting it, and by charm, and just by not watching TV and stuff like that, that you can just manifest and bring things to you when you're in harmony with nature, when you're depolarized. He also was saying, we talk about the dark side of the soul, because the question was asked, and he doesn't give typical answers, and the answer he gave was cool, because the dark night of the soul, I interpreted it as something completely different, and I've never heard this version of it. And he said this is from his elders, from his old the witchcraft, the Wicca. I don't know if it's Wicca, but from his witchcraft. I don't know if it's his first one, the craft or the druid or the wise or something like that. I can't remember. Can't remember the name of this first the first coven in witchcraft that he was part of. But anyways, he says dark night of the soul was when a witch or the mage, their magic wasn't working, because he was talking about having to take breaks and all that. And so the dark night of the soul is something that happens to every witch or every mage, magic practitioner, that you get to a point where your magic's not working. So it's ideal and even beneficial to take a break and stop performing magic. And this has certainly been the case for me and a lot of people that I know, a lot of people in magic, and a lot of people that talk about magic. It certainly happens. And generally, especially in my experience, and going by what Birch as well, dark night of the soul is when you need to experience a lesson, when something is teaching you something. Now, let's say you do your first grade ceremonial magic, and you get into financial magic, and because that's what it is, you're learning how to take care of your finances. That's the first step. And there's so many more steps after that. So you get past that and you're good. And you think, you get on speaker and you start telling people how to manifest money, this and that and the other thing. But then when you go to try to manifest more things, and it might even be more money, and all of a sudden you get stuck and you can't do any further, or you're trying to do something else, something a little more elaborate, like healing magic or something, and it's not working. And you're like, what the fuck? So you get into a dark place. Well, some people get into a dark place and they get stuck, and they start hating on the spirits. The same spirits that gave them whatever they wanted when they learned financial magic, they're now hating on. They're going through this dark night of the soul, and they don't know what's going on, and they're looking at all this information, getting other people's opinions, and getting fucked up in their head instead of just taking a break and meditating and asking what they need to learn and follow maybe their original book and curriculum. They start getting too proud, too much pride. Pride cometh before the fall. That's how Lucifer fell from heaven, if you want to believe such a story. Which, I don't watch much TV. My wife's been watching the Lucifer show, and it's kind of cool. I kind of like it. I try not to watch it because I can tell where they're going with it. Lucifer is going to turn into a good guy, and they try to make God look like a bad guy sometimes. And you got the angel guys sleeping with prostitutes and shit like that. So it's kind of funny in that sense. But anyways, besides the point, Lucifer got proud, thought he was better than God even, and he got kicked out of heaven, and even in that show, he says, you're the devil, you punish evil, you're not evil. And I thought that was kind of a cool concept, even though I know hell and the devil doesn't exist except for thought forms. But anyways, the point is the dark night of the soul is something you need to experience. It's a lesson you need to learn. If you have programming in your head, if you have an emotional block in your head, you remove the emotional block and you need to get more financial success and all that. Money's not bad. You're practicing magic. Magic's real. This and that and the other thing. But you're trying to heal your own body or someone else's body. Well, maybe the lesson you need to learn is that you're not supposed to fuck with other people's bodies. Because this person you're trying to heal is not going to change their ways, is not going to change their diet, is not going to start exercising, not going to take care of their body. Then what business do they have healing until they learn that they need to fucking take care of their own? Now, you can go and try to influence the cells in their body and influence the consciousness of those cells to regenerate and fix and all that. And what's going to happen? You're going to get a fucking swollen head, think it's awesome, and the next time you go to heal them because they haven't taken care of their body, you're going to get mad at these spirits again. That's not going to learn any lessons. No, the lesson you need to learn is that you got to try to wake this person up, or let this person wake up on their own, or let them go, because this stuff isn't for everybody, and it might not be their time to learn. And as hard as that might be to lose somebody you love, it's something you're going to have to experience for yourself. I know I've done it. I've tried to influence someone else around me to, I was just basically trying to be an ego trip, and I'm fucking magical, I could fix this person. But truth was, I couldn't. They're not dead or anything like that, but I had to let go. I had to stop trying to ask Raphael to go pay him a visit, give him a fucking checkup and see what he needs and come back to me and let me know, And when Raphael wasn't coming back to me whenever he had in the past, that's like, well, what the fuck, Raph? What the fuck's going on, bud? Sorry, I'm not trying to disrespect Raphael. I have the most respect for the archangels. I'm just trying to maybe make it funny, but something sacred like that maybe shouldn't be disrespected like that. So I'm very sorry, Raphael, Archangel Raphael. But the point is, I had to learn that lesson, and now I was able to advance. Truth be told, I was getting kind of stuck in this current grade that I'm in the ceremonial magic curriculum, and that was one of the reasons, because I'm not ready for that step yet. I wasn't ready to get past that, And Birch will say, healing magic is one of the last magics you're supposed to learn. You need to learn a whole lot of stuff before that, and part of that learning curve is the fact that you should not probably be trying to save people, because if you save one, you got to save them all. And who are you to play God? Who are you to save people who can't save themselves, who won't save themselves, who will get a second chance and piss it away? But anyways, back to the dark night of the soul. That's something that happens to everybody, and I loved actually Birch's perception on it, and I liked also Grant Morrison's perception. They're two different perceptions. Grant Morrison talks about how do we inoculate ourselves from war? How do we never have a war again? Well, we have the worst fucking war ever. Because you learn more from your mistakes than you do from someone telling you. Someone tell you don't have war. War is bad. Make love, not war. What the fuck is that going to do? Nothing. especially if you're a man. We're kind of drawn to war, fighting, guns, all this stuff. Some people are just drawn to fucking devil worship and shit like that. That's why I don't even say that stuff is bad, because some people like that kind of thing. And if they can find a balance between their devil worship and the material and the spiritual and all that, then so be it. But point is, we had to have that worst war ever, so we never have war again. He said it as well, that, some psychos have tried, but they weren't successful, and it's because we evolved. We were not ready for that. People are scared that Trump may try to do that, but we got to stop thinking about what one person may do. Yes, he has the military and he has that, and they can be very persuasive, and there could be some scary things that happen, but we are way more people. And yes, we may not be united now, but it may take something like that to unite us. And if someone's going to start that or try to get that going, some kind of peaceful assembly, initially peaceful, mind you, if it takes something else, then it takes something else. But I'll be right there with them. And if I even help organize it, for God's sakes. I'd even be down there. I'd go wherever I had to fucking go to unite this fucking planet, everybody on this planet, against those forces. I would totally be part of that, and I would totally be organizing that and be fucking on the front fucking lines. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I truly believe that it's going to be everybody self-transforming and not paying attention to any of that, because those guys won't be able to do anything if there's nobody listening to the fucking joke, the fucking media joke that's out there. Having a fucking actor, a fucking TV star as fucking president. Like, if people can't see that that's a fucking joke, then that's how fake our politicians and our justice system and our monetary system and our religious systems have become, how fucking retarded and crazy and stupid and fake this shit is. I don't know what it's going to take. But anyways, I'm getting off the topic. I like the idea that he said, things have to break before they can be rebuilt. I like how, and that's that war thing that he talked about. That was the macro. That was on the world stage. We experienced that on a micro stage. Like I said, you have to make mistakes. You have to try to heal someone who you're not going to be able to heal, to learn the lesson of you can't go around just picking and choosing who gets to heal. Because that's the case, technically everybody's dying. As older you get, you're dying. My daughter's only 2 years old, but technically, she's gonna have a lifespan just like everybody else. And I used to do the same thing for every little fucking cold she got. I was getting a fucking orange candle out and getting a fucking orange incense or something Raphael likes, and fucking carving the sigil and asking for her virus to go away. And it used to work, and it worked best this year of all, because she went from having 6-ear infections to no ear infections. And, it's like, well, I can't just keep calling Archangel Raphael for every little thing. There's something causing these things. It's got to be either her diet or this. So it made me have to look into it more, and that's what I did. And I found the problems, and now we're fixing all those problems. And she had her best fucking winter season yet. I mean, it got cold this winter. It got to minus 36, the coldest it's been in years, where my whole little mini ice age we're going through thing, everybody's just like, holy fuck, you're right, Corey. I'm like, well, it's not my info. I got it from somewhere else, but still, yeah, thank you. But, the previous year wasn't even that cold, and she had all those ear infections and shit like that from being in the bath or going somewhere and just being outside for a few seconds, and then getting that ear infection. But anyways, I'm off topic. But, we have to experience these lessons on the micro level, and that's why taking a break from Magick. You can still read the books and still watch the stuff and still do the very minimum, doing your banishing and stuff like that to keep the bad thoughts out. But if you get stuck because you're not performing or you're not being able to go to the next step, well then, yeah, you need to take a break. And the last thing I'm going to say about that before I get into the recap of all the things I've went through either on ceremonial witchcraft and on Magick on a Budget, all the different ways that you can do spells and shit for free, all right, using the stuff you've got, which is really going to depend on your mind and trying to warp your mind and change your mind and control what you watch and all that. But it's that this is my mission. What he said at the end, that he wants everybody, what they were doing there was to tell everybody that magic is real, magic works, that This stuff's been around for years. The Tibetans have been telling us, the Mesopotamians have been telling us, Crowley's been telling us, Golden Dawn, all these things have been around for years, but it's been made a cult because whoever, and he thinks it's the industrial complex that has something to do with it, but they don't want us to know this information because they don't want us to help ourselves. They want us to be low and down and low vibration, whatever the case is. But he wants people to read the books, take up magic so we can counter the culture we have and turn it into something more sustainable, more beautiful. You know, we don't have to worry about the nature and all that. You know, nature's fucked up, this and that and the other thing, but she's always going to be able to take care of herself. And I believe in that more than I believe in global warming and all that other fucking crap out there. You know, when he said that, I was like, man, that's fucking true. I don't even have to look that up. I know that shit is true, what he just said. But anyways, that's what I'm doing. And that's why if you want any of the books that he mentioned, I have them. I'll give them to you. All the Aleister Crowleys, all the Terence McKennas, I have all those plus a dozen more. I have 900, almost 1,000 books and PDFs here. If you want them, send me the email. They're yours. I'm here to help people realize their potential, to get to the next step, to take up magic. And if you need 10 different systems, or all the books for 10 different systems, then do it. If you need to contact Birch and take his course, do it. If you want to come on my fucking channel and talk to me and have a one-on-one questions, you know, if you think it's going to help, you know, you're someone new and you don't know how to get past all these different things, and I'll fucking have an interview with you. I'll do whatever the fuck it takes to get this out here. I don't want to recruit people, but I want to be a voice for the people who think this shit might be true and they're trying to step through that door, but they're having something pushing back or something stopping them. I want to be that guy who says, no. Listen, I'm not going to push. I'm not going to pull. I'm just going to tell you because I'm neutral. I can take it or leave it. But I want as many people that want to help themselves. I want to help those people that want to help themselves. I don't give a fuck about the people that don't care and don't want to help themselves. Even if they are my family, even if they are my friends. If they don't want to help themselves, so be it. That's their choice. That's free will. But the ones that do want to get help, I don't want them to be deceived. I don't want them to be lied to. I don't want them to think that this shit is evil. I want to be one of those voices saying it's not. If you want to deal with the dark stuff and play with the dark forces, you can. But that's not the only way. There's an easier way, a safer way, and a better way. Anyways, let's go to a song. My goddaughter's getting on the tub. And yeah, so I'll be right back. Hope you enjoy.
Still waiting for this world to stop hating. Can't find a good reason, can't find hope to believe in.
Sorry about that. My bad. Daughter came here and pushed a button.
Just
closed, and his last breath spoke. He had seen all to be seen. A life once full, now an empty vase, with the blossoms on his early grave. Walk away, me boy, walk away, me boy, and by morning we'll be free. Wipe that golden tear from your mother dear, and raise what's left of the flag for me. Then the rosary beads, count them 1, 2, 3, fell apart as they hit the floor. In our garb of black, we must pay respect to the colour we're born to mourn. Walk away, me boys, walk away, me boys, by morning we'll be free. Wipe the golden tear from your mother dear, raise what's left of the flag for me. Staggeroo and angry fist start a wound filled with hatred and remorse. Where I pick and scratch till the blood it matched the silent rage now that fills my lungs. For there are many ways to kill a man, they say, with bayonet, axe or sword. But son, a bullet fired from a shapeless ghost has put the shell of a Thompson gun. Walk away, me boys, walk away, me boys, and by morning we'll be free. Tear from your mother dear, raise what's left of the flag for me. From the east out to the western shore, where many men and many more will fall.
Alright, sorry I had to cut that off a little bit before it was done, but anyways, hey, what's going on? I'm back. Alright, so, what did we go through just now? We went through a bunch of shit, all the Grant Morrison shit, so now we're at the end of the segment. So, before I get into what I wrote the title about, I hope you know everything about sigil magic that you need to know. I hope you picked up some books. I hope you have the books I told you to get. If you haven't, send me an email. I will send them to you via email, and you'll get them all. No questions asked, no fee necessary, no charge. All yours, no worries. Yeah, so sigil magic, a great way to do shit. Simple. I'm not even going to go through everything. He went through everything, and I've went through many things on here already. Birch has so many videos about it. Freighter has videos about it. I mean, the YouTube itself has a ton of videos on it. Same with programming water, all that shit. But, so, I'm going to get into a few of these things. Let's just get into there. Okay, so sigils. Candles. You can carve your sigils on those candles too, and you can do a whole bunch of different things. You can put spells on candles. You can write a whole fucking spell on a candle. It's pretty simple. The water. You can program water. Pretty simple. Smoke. The incense. How you would do that, you would visualize your intention in the actual smoke. Offerings. Carvings on the ground outside. Your offerings you can just leave on there and just tell them who you want, and you don't have to pay for offerings. If you have honey in the house, if you have alcohol in the house, if you have tobacco in the house, it doesn't matter. All those things will work. Hypnosis, affirmations. I put those two together because yes, to pay for hypnosis you can, but if you have YouTube and a connection, there's many things on YouTube to program your mind to do a little hypnosis, and this is how you can get into meditation. Meditation is also key and helpful in programming your mind and all that. Writing stories as if they've already happened of what you want to happen. Be vague, but be direct. And what I mean by that is don't say exactly how you're going to get the money, but say that you got money and you're thankful for that money. Put more emphasis on the gratitude and the dollar amount maybe. And you can put a time frame on there, but that's something I don't like to do. I like to narrow it down. But being grateful for something already happened, which means it's going to happen. And I rather let the time frame come. But there is power in putting a certain date and then shutting the book and not thinking about it. The problem is, by putting a date on there, you could be focused on that date when it comes, 2 weeks away from the date, and then check the account that date, and it might not happen. So that's how my mind works. And if you're not like that, then, take some Frater courses. He'll teach you about that. I think even Birch talks about that. But I don't put dates on there. I say what I want. I say, I give different, if I wanted a job, I would give like 3 different examples of that same job maybe. And that's how the money comes in within a certain amount of time. But anyways, plants. You can do a lot with plants, from working with the roots to leaves and all that. You can carve things on leaves. You can burn the leaves. You can use the herbs. Visualizations. What I mean by visualization is through ritual. You can do your ritual at your altar. You can do visualization of rituals. You can visualize. I read this one book. I think it was the book of Forgotten Knowledge by Basil E. Kawar or something like that. And in there he has this visualization where you're walking through this meadow, and then all of a sudden you see this place, and then you walk through that place and you're somewhere else, and then there you visualize a check coming into your mailbox for so many dollars. And this works. This is the way I got one of my $10,000, the one I got through my daughter when they thought she might be disabled, which she's far from disabled, but they classified her ear problem that she no longer has as being disabled because they thought she might have underdeveloped eardrums. And that's why she had problem talking and all this other stuff, which now she's got none of those problems. She's completely normal. So we got one check for a back pay of 10 grand, and then we never got more checks after that. So it was pretty amazing. Recording rituals on your recorder, recording your affirmations on your recorder. While you're asleep, programming your water. Recording while you sleep, doing the ritual while you sleep, doing the affirmations on the recorder while you sleep, programming the water, doing that same process with the recorder. I went through that on my last episode. So anyways, these are all the ways to do magics without really having to buy anything. So your candles obviously cost money, your incense costs money, but you can grind up herbs and do it yourself. Birch has videos on how to make a protection incense, the ingredients, and the how-to. He even gives you a secret that he knows shops won't want you to know. And I won't say what it is, but if you watch his video, he will show you that. But grounding different incenses, getting something that can stick them together. Depending on what kind of stuff you use to cook, you can find most of the stuff there. Honey can make stuff stick together, but it's kind of wet. But when it comes to burning stuff, having wet stuff helps it to not catch on fire. Therefore, it may be useful. I've done it, and it's a little hard to keep it lit. You have to keep it in a specific thing, but I fashioned my own thing out of tin, and I've used different powders to go below that were kind of in line with the spirits I was trying to offer that to. But yeah, so the point of this is sigil magic only takes an intention and how to meditate and how to get something. You don't even know how to meditate technically. For the sigils to work, you need to have the right programming in your mind. Because even if you don't have the right programming, you're still going to probably manifest the money or whatever it is you're asking for. But like I've said, and I'm going to keep saying, because there's power in repetition, which is why I repeat things that are important so often. If you have Christian or magic or money is evil programming in your head, then if you even get the money, you won't get to keep it. It's as simple as that. It's funny because, like I said, my money came in pretty fast, right? Whenever we had that fuck up, well, the same fuck up happened to my wife, and she still hasn't got her check. And she was supposed to get paid last Wednesday. She's about to get paid again the next Wednesday. Wednesday, that's in what, right now we're Thursday, so in about, a little less than a week, she's going to have her second paycheck. And, as of right now, it's been more than a week that she hasn't got her first paycheck. And that's because it's in her name and not my name. I can do magic to try to get that faster, and it may work, but it's one of those things that I may have to wait because it's something inside her head. And here's the thing. I told everybody that, I cast for something to get a job and still be able to collect my EI. And I've been doing that. So I've been getting a second income. I got 2 incomes right now coming in. And guess what? As I'm getting 2 incomes, my wife doesn't get her 1 income. So that's a programming, probably, maybe even in my head. But it's a display. It's a great example of, having a limit. I forget how Frater words this, but he talks about having this price limit in your head, meaning you'll never be able to make over this certain amount. And you need to change that. You need to remove that, get rid of that. And I thought for sure I did it. And so it might be my wife who has that still in her head that she can't get past this, because now I'm making a second income on top of my first income, and we still haven't got her check yet. So the minute we start trying to get ahead a little faster, get caught up, whatever, make more money, save some money, put some in the bank, she stops getting her check. So right now we're just on my paychecks. So that's a good example of this, and there's nothing I can do about that. I can try to teach her, I can try to tell her, I can even do magic, but if it's something that she needs to learn, then the spirits, her programming, her subconscious, whatever, is going to block it, it's going to stop it, because I control my mind, but I can influence her mind, and if her mind allows it to come through because of her programming, and if she's got nothing protecting her, then I may be able to get away with it. But if, it's one thing I don't talk about much, but I have ancestral witch, I have ancestral defenses. My grandmother, I talk about being a seventh sister, being very powerful, even though she wasn't even practicing anymore. She was very talented witch and all that. And I talk about, I channel it and I get her whatever. And I can come out here and be a cocky prick and talk about having witch blood and all that, which I don't believe in, because her powers are her powers. But that being said, I know she's got my back. Now, do I know she'll have my back from being a prick to everybody? Maybe, maybe not. She may and she may not. She might say, no, Corey, you got to learn a lesson. But there's a good chance that she would block some shit for me. You know what I mean? Anybody wants to throw at me, I got fucking things put in place and protections already up that, hopefully they won't get through. And if they get through that, I always have in the back of mind, well, grandma's going to fuck them up if they fucking try too. You know what I mean? She's the reason everybody gets healed in this house that I want healed. I don't think it's completely me. I don't think it's completely Archangel Raphael. It may be, and it may be not. It could be her. She was very good at healing magic. She was very good at reading people's tea leaves. She was very good at premonitions. I don't have those things. I have a few, but not on the same level as her. She was born with that shit. Born with it. We're all technically born with it, but we lose the ability, or we forget, or whatever, and maybe it's the time frame she was born in versus mine. But her time frame was a hell of a lot worse for persecution of witches than it is now. Like her mother told her, because her mother also had the power, because she was the first seventh sister, and then my grandmother was the second seventh sister, so she knew firsthand what my grandma was going through. And as much as my grandma tells me anyways, as much as she didn't want to tell her to stop, she did, because she believed in her pastor and priest saying it was work of the devil. Why would the devil make you want to help people? Why would the devil make you want to heal people? Wouldn't the devil do the opposite? That's how fucked up that line of fucking thinking is. She could heal people, but that was the devil's work? Well, okay, there's some logic there. See, this is the depolarization coming in again, the Saturn and fucking Libra shit. Yeah, because I said earlier, who are you to play God? Who are you to heal everybody? For one, that's going to be hard for you to make those decisions, and the first time you decide to make that decision, it's going to be brutal. And it's the same reason why she stopped reading people's tea leaves, because she had to tell a friend they were going to pass away soon. And that friend thought she was a bitch, and then that friend passed away, and the husband apologized, and blah, 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 blah. Something to that effect. That might not be the full story, but I know my grandma, that's why she stopped reading people's tea leaves, because when she saw one of her friends that were going to die, and then it happened, it was brutal for her. So, I'm off topic once again. But anyways, there's many ways to perform magic for free, and there's many ways to try to influence people. There are so many things. It does come down to your programming. Your mind is where the magic is done, but the magic can only do things in line with your mind. You can still perform magic, but if your mind doesn't agree, it's either going to block it or it's going to manifest it and then take it away. It's both going to be a lesson for you. If you're not, and that's the thing, I kind of believe that if even if you give up on something and you think it doesn't work, that's going to make it eventually work anyways. But it's just going to be stopped from you, and you might not even see it at that point, and you might just give up on it cold-heartedly or whatever. That's why you're supposed to keep notes, because things can happen and you may not even notice them. Because if you truly believe that magic doesn't work, and then you will just put it off as a coincidence. You know what I mean? So you'll be blinded by that. But the list of things I just said, from candles, sigils, carving in the ground, visualizing in the water, in the candle flame, in the incense smoke. Okay, that's not something often said, but it can be done if you're trying to change thoughts, if you're trying to get better thoughts, if you're trying to channel Mercury, thought, whatever. You can do things with that. Maybe I'll get into that later. This is all stuff that came to me just randomly, and it's not from going ahead, in any curriculum or taking any courses. But, there's voodoo dolls, there's carving things out of wax that you have on the ground. Just using your wax that was already melted, remelting it, making sure you get rid of it all for that spell. They say you should leave it as is or leave it on the thing. I don't know. I always burn mine or bury it or dispose of it, whatever, and I try to get rid of it all, to make sure the thing happens. Because if something hasn't happened yet, but I got a bunch of the wax from that candle I carved on there, well, there's a chance that, and this is I haven't did much research on this, so this is just something I've been doing since I started, and it seems to be working for me anyways. But if you have a reason that I shouldn't do this, then let me know. But wax can flow different ways if there's an air current in the room pushing on it. And yes, it can be debated. Well, maybe you shut that off and turn back on. Maybe it was meant to stay on to make that for you, and that's all valid stuff. But to me, get rid of all the wax from that candle if you carve something on it. If you didn't carve anything on it, if you just said this is for you, Jupiter, well then take the message from Jupiter after, and try to figure it out if you want. But I'd still get rid of it because it was meant for Jupiter, and get rid of the essence completely. You'll take the essence from it as he needs it. But yeah, there's so many things that you can do things for free. I was going to break this all down for you in all these different ways, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, I don't need to, you carve your sigil on a candle if you can afford a candle. If you can't afford a candle, and then if you at least have Wi-Fi, start doing the hypnosis for what you want. If you want money, every night put on the hypnosis tape to bring you fucking money, to reprogram your mind for money's good. Make affirmations saying the money's good. Take my earlier advices on the ceremonial witchcraft and the magic on the budget classes, saying that you need to find your programmings that are going to hurt you, and literally write either hypnosis script or affirmations saying, I banish my programming, my poverty mindset, and I invoke a mindset of financial abundance, financial wealth, financial prosperity. I have an abundance of financial currency, also known as money. I have more money than I can shoot a stick at. I am so grateful for all the divine deities that I worship, for removing all my emotional blocks, all my lack mindsets, and putting in there abundant mindsets, health abundance, and financial abundance, and love abundance, all these things. That's what you need to do, because that alone will make you get the money and stuff like that. From there, you work your way up. After you think you got your mind reprogrammed, you're doing your if you're doing your middle pillars, you're doing your rituals to banish all the bad thoughts and shit like that. And if you're actually saying, I banish that thought, I reject that thought when you're having those bad thoughts, well, then you start making sigils, masturbate whenever you're fucking horny, whenever it's the right time of the month, not during when the moon's in your sun sign. And then look at that right before, if you have to watch porn to masturbate, well, then right before you're about to let it go, you fucking put down the phone and you focus on your sigil. And if you can't do it then, or you can always clench like you're supposed to do, like in sex magic, if you're fucking your partner, try not to come, and when you're trying not to come, you're looking at that thing, because you're still going to have it's still going to sink in there. But anyways, because you're trying to do one thing and you're staring at another thing. That's basically how you cross-communicate, shit like that. You need to meditate. Meditating is the number one thing you can do, even if you don't practice magic. Doing affirmations and meditating is, one of the how all New Age, not how all, but how most New Age people manifest things. The New Age people don't have to be witches. They don't have to be fucking ceremonial magicians or any kind of magic things. They can literally just be doing the law of attraction shit and meditating, and they're going to get what they want because they're only focusing on the positive things and what they want. And they're thinking about what they want, and they're going to attract what they want. There is power and there is truth in that shit. And it's because there's so many people in that movement that are putting power behind those ideas, that there is power in those ideas now. As weird and as quirky as this shit may be. But there's all these things that you can do, and they're all technically free. You don't need anyone to teach you how to do them. All you need to do is take Grant Morrison's advice and make a sigil. Take Earl Nightingale's advice and write down what you want and put it in your pocket. Read it before bed. Read it when you wake up. Think about it a few times during the day as if it's already happened. That's the simplest way to fucking do it, right? Record affirmations on a fucking thing. Read the same book over and over is how Bob Proctor did it. He did affirmations, and he listened to Earl Nightingale's information with Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And he did affirmations over and over and over again. That's how Bob Proctor got where he is. That's the simplest way to do it. All these ways are magical. It's all putting shit into your subconscious mind. It's using hermetic principles. It's all of that. So I hope I gave you enough. I hope that was sufficient. If it's not, send me an email if you need more clarifications on anything, from the voodoo dolls or hoodoo dolls, to the wax carvings, to carving in the grounds, to doing plant and root work, to doing meditation, the visualizations in the smoke and the water and the flame, on a plant, on the earth. The earth is a little different. Well, how I do it, I'm not going to get into that right now, because I don't want to. Rituals, performing them in your head. If you perform a ritual in your head, you can visualize that you have any candle, any incense, anything. I made the distinction before that you can do a ritual in your head and you can be naked. I like to do my rituals naked. I'm not gonna lie. All right. I believe in a radio, the gospel of witches. Until you're free, you should be doing it naked. To show that you are not a slave, that these clothes are parts of being enslavements, because it's against the law to be naked out in public. But anyways, in your head you can have the most expensive incense, you can have the nicest fucking altar, you can have every spirit around you in a circle helping you out, you can do whatever you want. That's the best way, in my opinion. Still do them in the flesh, still do them in 3D, still do them in the material world, but also do it in your head, and do it as cool, crazy, elaborate as the most you can visualize. Do it in your head that way. Anyways, so that's it for me today. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. I'm going to outro with a couple songs, and I hope everybody really liked it. And on the other channel, I made a distinction, or I asked if anybody wants to hit me up in an email saying they don't like the long shows, bring it back to 15 minutes, bring it back to 45 minutes. And then I'll keep one of these shows, either this one or the other one, is going to be short and sweet to the point. And the other one will be longer, depending if there's, 50% of people like the long shows, like the way it is, like the songs on there, then great, I'll keep that. If people like just the Frater and, Grant Morrison and the Gregs on that stuff on there, plus my information, then I'll keep it like that. If people just want procedure, then I'll give them that. I want to cater to people. I want to help whoever wants to be helped. And if someone says, I like it better like this, then I'll do that. I'm adaptable, and I don't care. I want to know how to help. Hence why I fixed the music, because I got a message saying my audio was kind of sketchy. So I fucking fixed the sketchy audio, or I think so. Still have glitches here and there. My daughter comes in and plays on the buttons, so it's not going to be without problems, but it's only going to get better. So hit me up, Corey.LeBlanc1111 at gmail.com. COREY.LEBLANC 1111 at gmail.com. I'm on YouTube. I'm on my Spreaker. Should have that right on there. So if you click on it, it should bring you to your email fucking outbox, whatever it's called, to send me the message. And ask for books. Ask to be on the show. ask or tell me what I'm doing wrong, tell me what I'm doing right, tell me what you want to hear, tell me whatever. Just fucking say hi. Send me a recording of something you did, especially if it's something I told you and it worked for you, then fucking awesome. Or even Frater, anybody else, doesn't matter. But yeah, you want to be on the show? Fucking come on the show with me. I'm more than happy. I got 3 hours of time now to share with you guys. So you can have a whole hour and a half to yourself if you want. If you don't want to share with me, you just want to have some of your own alone time, I'll give you 2 fucking hours if you want, and I'll do the last hour. I don't care. I want to help, and I'm here to help. I'm here to put this message out there and for everybody to fucking get it. Anyways, have a great day, everybody. Love all of you. Have a good time. Uh-oh.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of angel. Lonely as I am, together we cry. Drive on the streets 'cause she's my companion. I walk through the hills 'cause she knows who I am. She sees my good deeds and she kisses me when and I never worry. Now that is a lie. I don't ever want to the place I love, take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love, take me all the way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard to believe there's nobody out there. It's hard to believe that I'm all alone. At least I have her love to see that she loves me. Lonely as I am, together we cry. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love, take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love, take me all the way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, no, no, no.
Had to have high hopes for a living. Shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling. I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes. Mama said, fulfill the prophecy, be something great. Go make a legacy, manifest destiny. Back in the days we wanted everything, wanted everything. Mama said, burn your biographies, rewrite your history. Light up your wildest dreams, museum victories. Every day we wanted everything, wanted everything. Mama said, don't give up, it's a little complicated. All tied up, no more love, and I'd hate to see said, don't give up, it's a little complicated. All tied up, no more love, and I'd hate to see you waiting. They say it's all been done, but they haven't seen the best of me. So I got one more run, and it's gonna be a sight to see. Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision, always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living, didn't know how, but I always had a feeling I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision, always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living, didn't know how, but I always had a Open your eyes to the millions of lies that they tell you every day. Open your mind to the clever disguise that the advertisements say. How do they know what's good for you? Wake up, whoa! Wake up, whoa! A shot to the head, they're better off dead. Will you wake up, whoa! Destroy all the land and kill what you can just to make the profits rise. Sell you from birth for all that you're worth. The money spreads like lies. And how do they know what's good for you? Wake up, whoa! Wake up, whoa! A shot to the head, they're better off dead. Will you wake up, whoa! Don't wanna hate you, don't wanna blame it all on you. Out of options, if you don't look, I'll force you to. If you don't look, I'll force you to. If you don't look, I'll force you to. Wake up, whoa! Wake up, whoa! A shot to the head, just so you can be fed. Will you wake up, whoa! Open your eyes, open your eyes. time your memory is bliss. The angel of light. happened to dignity? Did it go away again? Just like some worn out trend? Will I still defend emotions? What happened to honesty? I don't see it in the top 10. I only see it in what has been. 'Cause I still defend devotion. Don't wanna rest, I don't wanna breathe when I wanna hear about life. Don't wanna hear a spokesman. I don't wanna test, I want to believe. The goddamn singer wrote the song. Don't wanna hear a spokesman. What happened to integrity? I don't see it on MTV. All I see is choreography. And I'll never be a dancer. What happened to puberty? Bad skin and insecurity. And who the fuck is Felicity? 'Cause I got problems of my own. Am I alone? Don't wanna rest, I don't wanna breathe when I wanna hear about life. Don't wanna hear a spokesman. I don't wanna test, I want to believe. The goddamn singer wrote the song. Don't wanna hear a spokesman.
Yeah, this song is dedicated to every kid who ever got picked last in gym class.
This is for you.
To every kid who never had a date to no school dance.
This is for you.
To everyone who's ever been called a freak. This is for you. Here we go. Yeah. What? Come on. Yeah. What? Come on. Here we go. In school when we got free lunch and the cool kids beat us up, and the rich kids had convertibles and we had to ride the bus. Like the time we made the baseball team but they still laughed at us. Like the time that girl broke up with me 'cause I wasn't cool enough. Trick things. Here we go. The little things, they always hang around. The little things, they try to break me down. The little things, they just won't go away. The little things, with who I am today. Yo, you wanna hate me now, but I won't stop now, 'cause I can't stop now. Yeah, what? Come on, what? Yeah, what? Come on, here we go. Like the time Mom went to that institute 'cause she was breaking down. Like the car we had that wouldn't start, we had to walk to get around. And that same year on Christmas Eve, Dad went to the store. We checked his room, his things were gone. We didn't see him no more. Dick things. Here we go. The little things, they always hang around. The little things, they try to break me down. The little things, they just won't go away. The little things, with who I am today. Go.
silence. Who are we mistaken? But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their drones. In your head, they are crying. What's in your head? In your head. Stop it, stop it, stop it. What's in your head? In your head. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Another mother's breaking, heart is taking over. When the violence causes silence, we must be mistaken. It's the same old theme in 2018. In your head, they're still fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their guns and their drones. In your head, they are dying. What's in your head? In your head. Stop it, stop it, stop it. What's in your head? In your head. Stop it, stop it, stop it.
Life is a waterfall. We're one in the river and one again after the fall. Swimming through the void, we hear the word. We lose ourselves, but we find it all. 'Cause we are the ones that wanna play. Always wanna go, but you never wanna stay. We are the ones that wanna choose. Always wanna play, but you never wanna lose.
Bury
away. Dodging bullets while you're trying to find your way. Everyone's around, but no one does a damn thing. It brings me down, but I won't let them. If I seem big, well, you'd be correct. And if I don't speak, it's 'cause I can't disconnect. But I won't be burdened by the reflection of the fire in your eyes as you're staring at the sun. Oh, 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 as you're staring at the sun. Oh, 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 as you're staring at the sun. Oh, 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 as you're staring at the sun. As you're staring at the sun. Wait around, I didn't feel like a runaway. When I escaped, I didn't feel like I got away. It's more than living than I'm only surviving. Maybe I'm not there, but I'm still trying. Oh, you hear me? I don't think that you relate. My will is something that you can't confiscate. So forgive me, but I won't be frustrated by destruction in your eyes as you're staring at the sun. Oh, as you're staring at the sun. Wait around, I didn't feel like a runaway. When I escaped, I didn't feel like I got away. It's more than living and I'm only surviving. Maybe I'm not there, but I'm still trying. Though you hear me, I don't think that you relate. My will is something that you can't confiscate. So forgive me, but I won't be frustrated by destruction in your eyes as you're staring at the sun. As you're staring at the sun. Maybe life is like a ride on a freeway. Dodging bullets while you're trying to find your way. Everyone's around, but no one does a damn thing. It brings me down, but I won't let them. If I seem bleak, well, you'd be correct. And if I don't speak, it's 'cause I can't disconnect. But I won't be burdened by the reflection of the fire in your eyes as you're staring at the sun. 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 As you're staring at the sun.
So deep that it didn't even bleed and catch me off guard. Red-handed, now I'm far from lonely. Asleep, I still see you lying next to me. So deep that it didn't even bleed and catch me. I need something else. Would someone please just give me, hit me, and knock me out and let me go back to sleep? I can't laugh all I want inside. I still am empty. So deep that it didn't even bleed and catch me. I'll be just fine, pretending I'm not. I'm far from lonely, and it's all that I've got. I'll be just fine, pretending I'm not. I'm far from lonely, and it's all that I've got. I guess I remember every glance you shot me. Unharmed, I'm losing weight in somebody's heat. Eyes closed so hard, I stopped your heart from beating. So deep that I didn't even scream. Fuck me I'll be just fine, pretending I'm not. I'm far from lonely, and it's all that I've got. I'll be just fine, pretending I'm not. I'm far from lonely, and it's all that I've got. Yeah, it's all that I've got. Yeah, it's all that I've got. 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 So deep that it didn't even bleed and catch me. So deep that I
worth it just to learn some sleight of hand. That news comes, don't you worry, that's when it lands. Good news will work its way to all them plans. We both got fired on exactly the same. And we'll all float on the cake. And we'll all float on the cake. And we'll all float on the cake. And we'll all float on, alright, already. We'll all float on now, don't you worry. We'll all float on, alright, already. We'll all float on, alright, don't worry. We'll all float on. And we'll all float on, alright, already. We'll all float on, alright, don't worry. Even if things end up a bit too heavy, we'll all float on, alright, already. We'll all float on. When this began, I had nothing to say, and I'd get lost in the nothingness inside of me. I was confused, and I let it all out and find that I'm not the only person with these things in mind. But all the vacancy the words revealed is the only real thing that I've got left to feel. Just stuck, hollow and alone, and the fault is my own, and the fault is my own. I wanna heal, I wanna feel what I thought was never real. I wanna let go of the pain I felt so long. Erase all the pain till it's gone. I wanna heal, I wanna feel like I'm close to something real. I wanna find something I wanted all along, somewhere I belong. And I've got nothing to say. I can't believe I didn't fall right down on my face. I was confused, looking everywhere, only to find that it's not the way I had imagined it all in my mind. So what do I have but negativity? Cause I can't justify the way everyone is looking at me. Nothing to gain, hollow and alone, and the fault is my own, and the fault is my own. I wanna heal, I wanna feel what I thought was never real. I wanna let go of the pain I felt so long. Erase all the pain till it's gone. I wanna heal, I wanna feel like I'm close to something real. I wanna find something I wanted all along, somewhere I belong. I will never know myself until I do this on my own, and I will never feel anything else until my wounds are healed. I will never fade anything till I break away from me. I will break away, I'll find myself today. I wanna heal, I wanna feel what I thought was never real. I wanna let go of the pain I felt so long. Erase all the pain till it's gone. I wanna heal, I wanna feel. Cold open.
Traveling in packs that I can't carry anymore. waiting for somebody else to carry me. There's nothing that's there for me at my door. All the people I know aren't who they used to be. And if I try to change my life one more day, there would be nobody else to save. And I can't change into a person I don't wanna be, so oh, it's Saturday night. I pray for the wicked on the weekend. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Swear to God, I ain't never gonna repent. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Yeah. Every morning when I wake up, I wanna be who I couldn't say I'd ever been. But it's so much more than I ever was. If every night I go to sleep knowing that I give everything that I had to give, man, it's all I could have asked for. I've been standing up beside everything I've ever said, but oh, it's Saturday night. I pray for the wicked on the weekend. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Swear to God, I ain't never gonna repent. Mama, can I get another amen? Oh, it's Saturday night. Yeah. If I had one more day to wish, if I had one more day, 'cause with the money we got, set them free at the break of dawn. Till one by one, they were gone. Back at base, bugs in the software flash the message, something's out there, floating in the summer sky. 99 red balloons go by.
Victorious kneel, brand new spanking deal. Marching forward, hypocritic and hypnotic computers. You depend on our protection, yet you feed us lies from the tablecloth. La 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 la. Everybody's going to the party, have a real good time. Dancing in the desert, blowing up the sunshine. Kneeling roses disappearing into Moses' dry mouth, breaking into Fort Knox, stealing our intentions. Anchor sitting gripped in oil, crying freedom and into obsolescence. Still you feed us lies from the tablecloth. La 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 la. Everybody's going to the party, have a real good time. Dancing in the desert, blowing up the sunshine.
Everybody's going to the party, have a real good time. Dancing in the desert,
just work here, but I wanna fuck it!